The Eastern Cape House of Traditional Leaders will be officially open today. The province has been faced with a lot of traditional challenges, which includes the woes surrounding the initiation school season, as well as the issue of expropriation of land. Now, at the national opening of the House of Traditional Leaders last week in Cape Town, land expropriation was on the agenda, led by the chair of the Eastern Cape House, Mwelo Nonkonyana. Our reporter Busisiwe Jimsana Mantashe has more. Joining
Very
us,
good morning, Blaine. We are coming to you.
Carry on, Busi.
All right, Blaine, we're coming to you from the House of Traditional Leaders in the Eastern Cape. And as we speak to you right now, the Premier, Oscar Mabuyane, is on the podium giving the keynote address. And as you said, the issue of land expropriation was topping the agenda of the opening of the National House of Traditional Leaders, led by the chairperson of the House of Traditional Leaders in the Eastern Cape. You'd remember that discussion where chiefs were giving the president ultimatums that land should be brought back to the chiefs, the custodians of land, and that they are the ones that have the numbers, that the people in the communities that they live in, and that it's high time that the government acknowledges that and acknowledges that chiefs were at the forefront of the fight against apartheid in the wars of dispossession. And right now we are going to be speaking to the spokesperson of local cooperative governance and traditional affairs, Mamkeli Ngam, just to assess if the chiefs have had any discussions with the provincial government about this issue. Mr. Ngam, thank you so much for your time. The chiefs, day in and day out, when there's a meeting of this nature, they raise the issue of land, that it should be with them as custodians. Are those talks also prevalent in the province, where they are talking to your government saying that they want land that will be under them and not the government?
Indeed, the issue of land dispossession is a topical issue in the Provincial House of Traditional Leaders in the province. And as such, the House will support all efforts by all three spheres of government to ensure that land is brought back to its original owners. And this morning, Chief Nonkonyana, who is the chairperson of the House, did emphasize a point to say, and for them to be able to take development forward in their own areas, land should be a matter that is addressed as a matter of urgency by government. In a word, we are trying to say we support the issue of land expropriation without compensation, and the House, working with all key stakeholders, will ensure that all efforts aimed at bringing back land are supported for people to be able to access land. Because remember, the issue of land is also about dignity, so that people have got access to land to build their houses and also to begin to create better lives for themselves in terms of plowing those mealie fields and also developing their own communities. And by so doing, they'll be creating better communities.
And when you say you support land without compensation, expropriation without compensation, do you also support that land coming back to the chiefs in rural areas?
Those are the kind of details that are going to ensue in as far as the stakeholder engagement is concerned. However, we are of the view that any land that is there for economic development, it's land that must be protected for job creation, for economic development in particular areas. But in as far as the issue of the land in rural areas, traditional leaders must play an important role to ensure that land belongs to all those people who live in it. And another issue that is burning in the province is the issue of land grabs that is happening in certain parts of the province. Traditional leaders must also play a leading role to ensure that the issue of land grab that is taking place in the province is arrested as a matter of urgency. So the issue of land redistribution, it's a matter that requires some urgent attention, some urgent stakeholder engagement, so that everybody will read from the same hymn book, from the same page, in as far as this issue of land expropriation without compensation.
Of course, Mr. Ngam, the issue of land is not the issue that is affecting chiefs. The issue of initiates that die at initiation schools is a very major challenge that faces chiefs and the provincial government at large. And in a few months' time, you will be undertaking to the winter initiation season. Looking at the number of boys that died the last summer initiation season, 29, is there anything new that you've discussed already that will see that number being reduced?
Yes, indeed. We have had a meeting of the provincial initiation task team, wherein we consolidated all the reports from the districts and the metro municipalities. We then presented that report to the Provincial Initiation Coordinating Committee, which is chaired by Mwelo Nonkonyana, the chairperson of the House of Traditional Leaders. Indeed, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Because what needs to happen is that law enforcement must be a key priority. Those people who get arrested, they must be successfully prosecuted. Working with our key stakeholders, for instance, the South African Police and the National Prosecuting Authority. If you talk about the NPA, they have prioritized all cases that are related to traditional initiation in the province. Also, if you talk about South African Police Services, in each of their police stations, they have informed us reliably to say they have dedicated policemen and women to deal with those issues. So it tells you that we are going to have a step change in as far as these issues are concerned. Because the of concern is that parents in particular are not playing their role, are not playing the role that they are supposed to be playing. So we are hoping to ensure that the law bites, and all those people who have been arrested, we intend to see successful prosecution to all of them. There must be no stone unturned. For instance, we also arrest those traditional surgeons who break the law. So what we're trying to say is that the existing Customary Male Initiation Act must be implemented in total so that those who are found to be breaking the law are arrested and have their days in court.
Mr. Ngam, thank you so much for your time. Mamkeli Ngam, the spokesperson of COCTA in the province, saying that they're working together with the NPA, with the police, to make sure that the law bites so as to send a deterrent to those who continue to break the law. In about 2 months' time, the winter initiation season will kickstart. It remains to be seen then if the plans and the meetings that have been taking place will play a role in reducing that high number of initiates who die at initiation schools. Right now, we're going to go back to the House and listen to the Premier and see if he has things that in his speech will be of importance to both the land issue and the issue of initiation in the province. Right now, it's back to you in studio, Blaine.
Busisiwe Jamsana Mantashe, live for us in the Eastern Cape. Thank you very much indeed for your report.